Hi there, I'm Mike, and for you today is the Four Horsemen, because it's not really Mythic Legions, but it is. Four Horsemen Figura Obscura, Father Christmas, or Papa Noel, or just, Santa Claus, if you want to call him that. I figured it's Christmas Eve. Let's end the holiday season with the man himself. Now, this isn't the only, weirdly enough, this isn't the only Santa Claus figure to come out this year, but it's the only one I got. I canceled that monkey one. I regret that. Next year. Let's take a look at this. This went up for sale as a surprise in-stock sale back at the very beginning of December, and I had it just a few days later. This is the third Figura Obscura, the first being Krampus last Christmas season, and then this previous Halloween, we got the Headless Horseman. So the third one in their holiday Figura Obscura sort of treatment, we get the man himself, Kris Kringle. Now, if you haven't seen any of the other sort of Figura Obscura boxes, they're all sort of the same thing. First, I took the figure out, so it's not in here, but this is an opening flap, and actually, the whole thing comes off the box, and this is pretty neat. It's held on by a magnet, and what you get is a really cool D&D screen. Or just a backdrop for taking photos. It's a little shiny, but it works. I've taken a couple photos and I like it. And then you also get the box here. There's nothing really going on with the box. And why should we even talk about it? Because what's cool was inside the box. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at what came in here and a little bit closer up version. Here we have Father Christmas out of the box and exactly how he comes out of the package. So when you pull him out, this is what he's got. So let's take a look real quick and just marvel at him. He's not perfect, but I do really appreciate this. So this is the head sculpt. He comes with a nice, really long beard, really well sculpted, a nice wash on it to give it some depth. We have a super nice robe. This is actually my first Mythic Legions type figure with cloth goods, and they've started doing that recently. So it gives me a feel for, the quality of the goods that are be coming out with future releases, and this is really nice. It hangs well, it's all wired. So this down here is wired, which means that you can pose the cape, if you want it kind of up like that, you can do that. The hands, the arms, the sleeves, that's what I'm looking for. The sleeves are actually wired. So if you want them sort of flared out, if you want them kind of tight around there, you can do all that. So you can control how it hangs. And that's really nice. We have the super nice gold filigree sort of on there. It's a nice red velvet and the white sort of poofy sleeves and liners around there are super, super good. So this is a high quality robe. He also has some pockets in here for carrying various things, and he comes with a lot of things to carry. Now, one thing you will notice, this belt he comes with will come off. It seems like it is in okay, but this little nubbin right here is not strong enough to really keep it on. So this is my first big complaint. The belt is nice, don't get me wrong. Really well painted, really well sculpted. With the slightest little pull, it comes right off. And that kind of sucks because it just sucks. All right, I don't know. Underneath, we have this nice purple robe. So let's go ahead and let's get it off. Let's look at how he's constructed. So the head easily pops off. The robe is on with a clasp and it comes right off. Now you can actually, I got it off without unclasping it the first time because I didn't realize it was clasped, but comes right off. And then this purple underrobe is right here. And this actually has a Velcro on the back all the way down. So very easy to take it off. But like I said, I didn't realize that the first time, and you can easily pull it off without Velcroing it if you want. And this is actually the body that comes underneath the Father Christmas. Now, the first time I pulled this out, because I wanted to check all the limbs to make sure that nothing was frozen, because that is an issue with Mythic Legions figures. I just wish that sometimes they moved a little better than they do. Like the arms could have a little bit deeper of a bend. I wish they had butterfly joints. They have decent movement. It's not awful. We have a nice torso, kind of chest cut, I should say. It gives a deep bend. arm moves out like this. It does bend okay and swivels. There's a swivel at the forearm here. There's also a swivel at the wrist as well as a hinge like this. But this Father Christmas does not come with any alternate hands, so his wrists only hinge the one way. It doesn't come with anything else. The legs kick out pretty far, and then they go this far back. There is an upper thigh swivel, like so. It comes out like that. There is bend at the knee, and there's also a swivel at the knee just because of how these are constructed. And then there is a swivel at the ankle, as well as a hinge, and then also a rocker. So there is a decent amount of articulation here, but one of the reasons why we're missing some, like in the elbows and arms, is because of how these are meant to be constructed. Four Horsemen like to make everything universal, meaning like if you want to, you can basically pop all these limbs apart and you can make your own figure. You can pop the arms off and different arms on. You can pop the legs off. You can pop the knees off. Everything comes off. You can even pop the torso apart. It's just a ball joint like that, or not a ball joint, but like a peg. And like this middle part comes right off. This part comes off too. So if you don't like that on there, you can easily get rid of it. So basically the armor under Father Christmas is like a weird slender elf body, and that's the first thing I'm not super keen on. I wish that he had more of a thicker Santa body. You know, like to me, Santa is a thick boy. He's a big boy. I don't think Mythic Legions even does a thick body, thick enough for what I would consider Santa. Like basically built like me. I'm a big dude, you know? So that's how he's built. There's not much you can do about it other than you can just change the body out. And we'll talk about that because I did come up just looking at what I had on hand with what I think is a better version of Santa, but let's get some of his stuff back on. So that's his body mostly together, and the robe does help make him look bigger. I know not every version of Santa Claus, especially not Father Christmas, is that big fat guy. Let's take a look at what else he comes with. I'm not gonna put his belt back on for now because like I said, this is actually one of the last things I always put on because it does just come off anyway. So we're just gonna leave it off for now. And we'll complete the look later. So let's talk about the different options. I did mention this head, but before we put another, like this head on or a different head on, let's take a look at he has a hood here. So he doesn't come with a traditional Santa hat, but he does have this sort of shawl or cowl, I guess is more like it, that matches the robe very well. And what I mean by that, it's basically the same, it's the same material. It's got a wire on the hem down here as well as on the hood itself. So I like to just put that on. You can unhinge it if you want to, but I just don't need to because you can pop the head off. It's a lot easier to put this on and off without actually unhinging it. So we have the original head that we can pop back on like so. So we can put the hood down or we can put it up. We can mold it so it's more hood-like and looks like it's, you know, hanging on his head with some weight, which is the benefit of having wires, is they give the illusion of the weight on the clothing. It's a hard look to pull off at a 1/12 scale, is this sort of looking like clothes have weight to them, because they really don't. But like I said, there's another head, and the other head is the head I prefer. So we're gonna pop this off. This is the other head that he comes with. This head, it's basically the same, but it has a shorter, stockier beard versus a longer, kind of skinnier beard. This face looks a little older up here in the brow, and this one's looks to me a little bit smoother. So I prefer this head here. All right, so that's Santa so far, but let's talk about some of the other things that he comes with. He's got a lot of stuff to wear, but let's talk about some non-wearable stuff. First, he comes with this little snow mound. That's it. It's just a little snow mound. It does have a little hole here because what you can do is that you can put this little piece in that it comes with, like so. And then it comes with a tree. Now, the tree you have to be careful with. It's basically just a wire. It also loves to shed. In fact, a lot of this stuff loves to shed. The figure itself loves to shed plastic and paint. The tree loves to shed plastic and paint, but that's it. So he comes with a nice little tree, and that fits the display stand on the back. I like that it's a little flavor piece to get with your Santa Claus. It's not necessarily part of the figure, but it's, you know, it's something fun to get to go around it. It's good for product photography. So let's talk about what else he comes with. Where would Santa be without a little stack of toys. Now, nothing's removable here. It's all molded on, but we have some drumsticks. We have a little teddy bear. We have a little nutcracker in there, a little ball, it looks like, maybe a little lion, a little kind of horn, a candy cane, a book. So that can go right in there. And what I like to do, I just pop all this off. I'm kind of raise a hand and slide that around the neck like so. Now, which way do we want it? I think I actually want it the other way because the drumsticks, I'd rather them stick out the back than the front. So we're gonna hang it this way. So it just looks more like a bag and everything's kind of hanging out. I like that better. So that's his little sack. Now he does come with a separate sack. He has 2 sacks. This is a 2-sack Santa here. He comes with more of a cloth sack and there's actually some goodies in here. So it comes tied. And when you untie it, I mean, you can tie it too. Honestly, it's kind of annoying to tie and untie, but it just kind of unties. And we have some things in here. So we have a little knight helmet. These are just some extra goodies they're giving us. Just like Krampus came with some extra skulls, Santa here comes with some extra knights. Now, what you can do with these, if you have any extra figures you want, you can put them on here instead, like army builders. So for instance, I have this Templar Knight here. You can pop the head off very easily. Oops. One of the nice things, like I said earlier about these, is everything is modular. So you can pop this on, you know, if you want to get a different look here. Actually, I actually like the way that looks. It matches the armor pretty nicely. And here's the other one that it comes with. I'm not a big fan of this one, but it still looks nice. I like the other one better. So those are the 2 helmets he comes with. They're in the sack, but there's actually 2 other things in the sack that kind of fill it out. We get a fun little adorable wolf pup, and that is really cute. There's no articulation or anything. It's just a little wolf, but it comes in the sack. There's also a really cute little ducky. I think it's supposed to be plush. There's a little seam running around it. I think this might be plush too. No, I don't think it is. I think this is supposed to be a real wolf or a real dog. There's definitely a seam running on this one, so this is definitely supposed to be stuffed. But that's it. So those come in the sack and they fill it out. I might just keep mine stored in there so you can have a sack. But honestly, I don't really display them with this sack. I prefer this sack. I think it fits the aesthetic of this Santa Claus. This sack would be more of a traditional, like Santa Claus kind of thing, where he had a burlap sack. Or I wish it were red. If it matched the robe, I might put it on there, but it doesn't. So I'm probably not going to display this. This will go in my little bin full of stuff. He comes with another toy. This is just a little, I think it's just like a little doll. It's a little elf. It doesn't have any moving parts. It just is. It's a little creepy. I mean, it's fine. It doesn't stand at all. Like, you can't stand it. It doesn't want to balance. You can't balance it if you tried. You can have him hold it, but honestly, it's too creepy. I think I'm going to put this just in the parts bin with the sack as well. He also, he comes with a little toy trumpet. Now, I put mine into Figurin' Dan's hand because with this trumpet that he comes with and the saxophone that I got with my turtles, I'm slowly turning my modal nodes into a ska band, which I really appreciate. So now I just need a little trombone and get some guitars in there and we can skink it to the beat. And that's not the only instrument he comes with. He also comes with this little drum, which is nice. You can kind of pa-rum-pa-pum-pum. Now the drum hooks onto the belt, so you can display it like that. I suppose it could also hook onto a pocket, but that's a little low. You can also, I suppose, since he has a pocket, you can put this little creepy gnome in the pocket. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I mean, it's a thing you can do. It's yours is yours. You can display it how you want. The next thing he comes with, we're almost done, is he comes with this little crown, like wreath crown. Now he comes with 2 of these. As far as I can tell, they are exactly the same. It was just a factory error that made them have 2. At least that's what I've been told by my friend Dave. And that, if that's true, cool. If it's not, I can't tell the difference. There's 2 of them. Here they are. They look exact. I thought one maybe was for outside of the hood or one's for inside the hood, but they're the exact same size. I do like putting the wreath on there. It kind of reminds me of the ghost of Christmas present kind of dealio. There we go. That's more Father Christmassy to me, is to have a nice little wreath crown. You can have the hood back if you want to, so it can kind of look like that, or you can have the hood up. It's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. He does come with this ridiculously long staff, and that's a problem I have with Mythic Legions in general, is I feel like their staffs, I feel like they're all a little long. Now this is, I think this is, it spins. I'm pretty sure this is removable. So you can take this part off and put a different head on. It's not coming off while I pull it, but it definitely spins. So I feel like you should be able to, maybe, but maybe you're not meant to. I don't know. If it spins though, I think it should be removable. And that's one of the things that Mythic Legions likes to do, is they let you mix and match. So if you want this, but like a blade on here or something, you can do it. But he comes with this staff, which is neat. It's more of a shepherdy kind of thing. But then the final accessory, he comes with a little lantern, which is super neat. And the lantern does hook onto the staff. So if you want to, we'll put the staff in his hand like so. And that's one of the issues with this, is things like to pop off. So you notice I haven't even tried to put on the belt yet. In fact, if I want to put on the belt, here goes. Let's give it a shot. I'm not going to take the staff out of his hand, but I'm going to take the lantern out. And let's just see how easy it is to get this belt on. It just doesn't like to stay. There we go. Okay, and then there we are. Let's get the crown wreath back on. Let's get the hood up, and let's get this on. And voila, we have Father Christmas. I don't know why I said it like that. So these are some of the things, if we want to, I suppose we could put that in there. So it looks like he's sort of hiking down the trail to deliver presents to the good little villager children's out there. It's an option, you know, you can definitely do that. I like the way it looks. Now there's one thing I got specifically for, well, actually I didn't get it specifically for this, but as soon as they announced this, I knew what this was for. We have Elder the Moose. And I feel like since they don't have any reindeer, what better thing to pair up Father Christmas with than a moose? It's better than just a horse. I like it better than a horse. This is Father Christmas with his moose. I'm just gonna take this off and get kind of close so you can see here. He's got his lantern. He's got all his goodies on him. The only thing we don't have, look at this majestic moose. I love the antlers. I love it all. I don't care that it's just too big. It looks good. The only things we don't really have on here, we have the alternate head. We have his little helmets. We have these little kind of bags and toys. That's all fine and good and everything, but here's the question. What if you want a Santa that's a little bit more of a badass? What if you want a Santa who has to fight Krampus? So one of the nice things about Mythic Legions is you have these options with these figures. So we're just gonna take this body off, and I'm not even gonna use it because I want the body to be just a little thicker. So we're gonna take this, that's the reason I actually had this knight here. And we're gonna take this, we're gonna pop the head off, like so. We're gonna take the little neck guard off. We're gonna take the shoulder pauldrons off. And we're going to also take this little front thing off. I feel like it gets in the way. So we're gonna start with this base. Now, if you want to, you can take the arms off. The arms just pop out like so. They're very, very easy. Not a problem at all. There's also, if you wanna put different shoulders on, that's what these holes on the back are for. But for doing this with the robe and stuff, we're going to leave this off. We're going to put the robe on. The robe does fit. It's a little bit more of a snug fit. I like the idea of Santa being more of a Templar. I did try this with the purple We're gonna put the showl back on because I like the showl. We're gonna put on that cooler, smaller head that I like better. The other one to me looks more like a wizarding head. Like if Santa were a wizard. If we want, we can keep the crown on him. Just depends on if you think your badass Santa has a crown wreath or not. Unfortunately, the belt does not fit all the way around. If you want, you can just kind of keep it on here. It'll look a little loose, but it's an option if you want to keep it on there. I'm going to keep mine off. I like maybe the robes looking a little bit more flowing. Maybe this could be Santa's helmet, you know, and it looks like he's, he just took his helmet off. I like that. What kind of weapon should Santa have? So I was looking through all my different weapons, and what I liked best was this axe, because I always kind of vision, especially after the movie Klaus, I visioned Santa as sort of a woodsman. I just like the idea that Santa is sort of a woodsman-y type person. And here we have badass Santa with Alder the Moose. I feel like, you know, you can sort of cover up the Templar chest if you don't like the Templar chest, but I think it works pretty well. Basically, all I did was put a different head and a robe on the Knight Templar body, but I think it works. I really like this. I think it looks badass, you know, and of course you can put this on him on the moose if you want him riding it into battle. I'm not gonna put that helmet on him because I like it, you knowing it's Santa. So basically he's going to war with Krampus. These do like to fall out of the moose's mouth, the little reins, the bindings on his mouth. There we have badass Battle Santa wearing his armor into battle to fight Krampus. I really dig this. I think this is rad. Okay, so here we have my badass Santa with his badass battle moose. Let me know down the downstairs area what you think of this. I love this. Now, the original Father Christmas figure it came with, I liked, but I didn't love. It was $60. Now, that was $60 for a lot. You got the really nice soft goods. The purple underrobe isn't my favorite thing in the world, but the cowl and the actual robe are great. I wish the belt stayed on better. Maybe being a little bigger or just whatever clasping system they needed. I wish that worked out better than it did. But all the nitpicks I have are just that. They're nitpicks. I do wish that Santa were beefier. You know, this is more of a Father Christmas, which I get. It's a different take on Santa. I prefer my Santas beefier. But one of the nice things about Mythic Legions as a line is you can make these changes. I made these changes. I went from being old man Gandalf Santa with his big old wizard stick to Crusader Santa. That's what he is. You know, and all it took for me was the Templar Army Builder body. The axe is from the Army Builder skeleton, and that's it. Everything else was the Father Christmas, and then of course, special thanks to Aldor the Moose, one of my favorite purchases of 2022. He's resplendent. Look at these antlers. Look at them. They're great. So if you want to recreate what I have here, you need to buy all those different things, or, you know, you can just look through what you have. Maybe you can find a configuration that you like better. There are better options. There's like barbarian options. There's a lot of really cool options out there. If you want to build your own, this just gives you a really cool Mythic Legions kind of base or accessories to make what you want. And that's kind of how I saw it. So for me, it was well worth the $60 that I spent. I do regret not picking up the plumper Santa that just came out. That's one of my biggest regrets of this year. I wish I hadn't canceled that. I'm not going to make that mistake next year as well. I have it on pre-order for 2023, as well as the Barbarian Santa, because apparently I like Barbarian Santas. That's a thing, I guess. There's also like a pirate Santa. There's like a robot Santa. There's a mall Santa. It's a great line, but I don't know why I'm talking about that. That is not this. This is Mythic Legions, and I love this as well. So let me know down the downstairs area, did you get this? Did you get that other Santa line? Let me know. I love to read and respond to comments when I can. And with that, I hope you're having a Merry Christmas, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or after, whenever you're watching this, or whatever holiday you celebrate. I only barely celebrate Christmas because retail has essentially destroyed the holiday for me. It's just gone. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for getting this far, and I will see you later. Merry Christmas. Bye.